thing started as a Unimog, and then we took a motorcycle engine and turned it into whatever this is, and now I'm gonna turn it back into a motorcycle. I've been pondering what to use this glorious engine for. I suddenly had a bit of inspiration and decided to build a chopper with 46-inch mud tires. So picture that engine right here. Some big old handlebars. I can just... Before we tear it apart, we'll go trundle around in the woods and make a lap of the rally track and just have some fun with it. All right. Well, that was going fine until I went into the creek here and stalled it. Yeah, without radiator fans, it overheats rather quickly, but that's why we're turning it into something else, because what it is kind of compromised. That said, it's also rather impressively unstoppable.
Yeah, dude, it just went up that hill like nothing.
Yeah, the camera never shows how steep that hill is, but it's very, very steep.
Oh, yeah.
Just crawled right up over that rock. Options. Either drive it out with the tire debeaded, which would be fine, or we can just I'll go grab the high lift, we can jack it up a little bit and then use the jumper box to pump up the tire. Can you hook the jumper box up? That thing's barely running yet. Had our fun with it in its four-wheeled format. Time to make it two wheels. And really, all we're taking from this is two of the tires and the engine. The rest of it's still going to be here for a future project. And obviously we could get two more tires and wheels when the time comes if we need to. This thing might be our highest number of separate vehicles built out of one vehicle. We recycle a lot of things, but rarely one thing into so many different projects. This here engine is out of a, I think, 2014 KTM 1190. It's gonna make a great chopper engine because it's a big old V-twin, but it also revs to like 11,000 RPM and has 150 horsepower, basically 100 foot-pounds of torque. Conveniently, I already got all the nonsense, got it all disassembled out of the bike and got it all running, so we have a whole unit here that already just runs as is, and so we can just kind of take all of this and build a chopper around it, and then of course tidy it up. There's a bunch of wiring that we aren't going to need or could be tidied and fixed and all of that, but the cool thing is it already works, so I don't have to wonder about all that. Kind of set it over onto the front, and then from there we can balance it, and then we can get down and carry it from there. Okay, now. Yep. And then I can keep the balance here. Perfect. This is why we can't use this transmission for anything.
Oh man, that's some shaft play if I've ever seen some.
It is literally shaft play, but the way you said that is not right. Oh no.
Give me that.
Yeah, I bet that weighs close to 200 pounds, just that tire. Probably not 200, but 180. It's gonna be a heavy chopper. That's the point. It's supposed to be cool.
That was a lot of work. I kind of forgot how much work went into those.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't actually 2 weeks. There was a lot of other stuff going on as well, but it was a ridiculous amount of time. A relic. They didn't even break. Now that we got that chassis out of the way, we can organize parts here and visualize the monster chopper. Now it's gonna be so cool just staring at that giant tire while you're driving. It's gonna need a big fender or else it's gonna sling rocks into your face.
That is gonna be the coolest thing.
The goal here is to build the most absurd, Mad Maxy, apocalyptic, choppery thing ever, with a beautiful engine. Is it gonna perform well? Almost certainly not, but it'll be really entertaining to try.
Man, if I daily drove this thing, then I could run over trucks and not be ran
Instead
over.
instead of getting run over by a truck,
I
you could have
run
just
over
run
the
over
truck.
the Tacoma boy and just be like, tee, boom. Or maybe we should build it like the, you know how like Batman's like bike that comes out of his thing? He is like, is all like leaned forward. Nah, I want it to be like all comfortable and choppery.
Of course, they're probably dissolved at this point.
It's been about 3 weeks, it's fine.
Is that the right way? Yeah.
It's gonna be a long time before this thing's ready to drive, because currently it's just 2 tires and an engine. But I'm already daydreaming about all the trails we could take it on. Oh wait, we don't want to do that one. There's a fire there. But there's so many good trails around here. This thing, obviously it's gonna need big, like full-size 4x4 trails, or more realistically, some just, dirt roads. Onyx Off-Road has, all of those trails on it. We can take this on some like overland chopper adventures. What do you think, Steven?
Oh, I'm super about that idea.
Taking the airbox off because it's big and ugly. I thought this wheelbase was going to be like maybe too long.
If anything, it might be a little too short.
I think I might have to lengthen it a little bit. I mean, it also depends on the seating position. Like the seat could come up a little bit, so you could kind of more straddle the engine. Nah, lower, well, actually, lower center of gravity is better on this because it'll make it very stable. And realistically, with as massive as these tires are, I think the center of gravity will be almost below the axle height, which is not normal for a motorcycle at all. Or for anything, really. But yeah, if the center of gravity is below axle height, it should be quite stable. I mean, it'll still be hard to steer because, you know, 46-inch tires. If the handlebars were kind of here. Like, I want it to be chopper, but not, like, ridiculous, you know? You want it to be comfortable to ride, so, like, handlebars would have to be, like, here somewhere. Also, obviously, we're not going to have a go-kart seat here, but it's easier to sit in that than, like, on a motorcycle seat in space. Let's see.
It's gonna be so hard to turn.
I might give it power steering. I'm thinking about the chain here. The chain, well, no, the chain could come down because it's gonna have to have a jack shaft because this is so much narrower than the tires are. So the chain, and plus that gives us a bunch of gearing options, right? These tires are about twice the diameter of a normal motorcycle tire. So we need about half the gearing ratios for it to be equal to what it was. And we also want it slower because this bike could probably do like 160. I don't think we're going to be doing that with these tires.
I kind of hope not.
Yeah. It's going to be deeply frightening anyway, but that's the point.
It's going to be deeply frightening just to putz around.
Yeah. But it's going to be amazing.
Oh, yes.
Also, imagine driving it in the snow. These are the forks that go with that engine. So they'd make the most sense. But the thing is, they have so much travel, and that tire is so big. Like, that tire comes up to here, you know? I've been contemplating for a while now because the new shop is almost done, and you know, the Mini Cooper's now pretty much done. We've kind of finished up a lot of stuff. I've been thinking what the next big, like, really in-depth, starting from scratch fabrication project was gonna be, because really it's been a long time since the last, like, this type of project, you know, just start with an engine and some tires and build something. It's been a long time since that. We've had a bunch of, like, in-between weird swindly things, or ones that we were finishing up or whatever. So I've been contemplating it for a while, and I finally came up with this idea, and I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be fun. I feel like I'm gonna try to be a little more creative with it in terms of, like, the design of the tube work and the aesthetics and stuff, because it's all about the aesthetic. So that's gonna be fun. It might be a little while before the next episode on this because there's a lot of complicated things to figure out, and the new shop is still not completely finished, so I'll still be putting time into that and, you know, helping Will with his Ruckus project. So, but this will be the big, long-term, complicated winter project. Look forward to many episodes of me getting frustrated and solving very complex steering issues. Whoa. And somehow they're not bent.
Yeah.
It ripped the frame in half when that bike was crashed.
Yeah, that's
like,
ridiculous.
Look, here's its frame.
Yeah.
It ripped that in half and somehow did not bend these forks.
That's crazy.
But the thing is, I don't know, it's complicated. Maybe it's just no Oh. We can do a Springer front end. You know what that is? Like, it's like a Harley style thing where you have forks that are rigid, and they go down, and then on the front there's like a little miniature swing arm.
Oh yeah, and it bends
has, like,
off of that.
I mean, that's not quite a spring. Like on a Harley, it's got like a spring at the top.
I just saw a Vespa yesterday.
Yeah,
that used that
Vespas do that
technology.
too. Yeah, where it's like, let's see.